Hi, good morning everyone. This is Ruth Mission Abuan, your senior vlogger. I tackle all possible issues of today and even that of yesterday and tomorrow as long as it is worth knowing and sharing. If you did not subscribe to this channel yet, please subscribe now and click the bell button to keep updated of new videos. In case I cannot send the link promptly to you, like and you may leave a message as I gladly acknowledge all sort of interests. Today's vlog is all about my opinion on Philippine politics. If I am to rate the President's previous State of the Nation address, we shortly call a SONA, I will give him a heart rate. My heart goes to an exhausted father of the land. My heart really goes with his effort and strong political will to protect the Philippines. And yet, look what he's got. Look what he got. While addressing the whole nation last July 27, 2020, you can see a tired statesman, seemingly a demoralized, strong-willed persona. Nevertheless, he tried his best, but his best seemed not good enough to some. Well, opposition will always be opposition and would continue to be one until they will succeed to topple an antagonist. I cry for peace. I cry for peace and positivity in our country. Since time immemorial, I haven't heard of a country without opposition. Opposition is always part of a political drama, even on socially advanced ones, more so on socially advanced ones. A country whose seat of government that is not given a chance will of course not succeed in achieving their political agenda. Anyhow, let us tackle some complaints of the so-called not satisfied Filipinos. They complained about the way the government addressed the pandemic, to the extent of asking the government a timeline to stop the problem. When? God knows when to stop the spread of the virus. My human comprehension cannot cope with how these people blame the government of the disease. If and ever the disease was not promptly taken care of, we might be on the top list of the most infected countries. Well, there could be loopholes, but they are trying to solve and find ways to regulate the spread of the virus. When the authorities are strictly implementing health protocols, they were bombarded with human rights violations. Now that the government are loose and people were lax, is it still the fault of the government? Perhaps, because they listen to the qualms of complainers. Can we put the blame on the citizen this time? Anyway, whoever to be blamed is, what is important, we could save lives. Others shouted for a mass testing on all Filipinos. Do you think this is logical? Is there any country doing this? In case, it will only be in the Philippines. Too much locally stranded individual in Manila's Rizal Sports Complex that formed a crowd without social distancing is another scenario on the blame game. Do you think all these individuals were stranded in the so-called place of opportunities on the time of this present government? Well, thanks to the program of this present government, this was addressed. Decongesting Manila will surely be a great relief for the next years to come. I hope Filipinos have learned their lessons. The locally stranded individuals who lost their jobs were all in panic that made them decide to go home at once that even authorities cannot control. In fairness, this pandemic made them realize where their real home is. Last May 13, like after the lockdown, the government released guidelines on how stranded Filipinos can return to their respective home. The order is intended to provide a systemic approach in facilitating and transporting locally stranded individuals, and as such is also applicable to returning overseas Filipinos. These task units are all assigned to every classified group. Somehow, there must be something wrong somewhere. This too was addressed. The question now is the unending influx from every part of the National Capital Region and even from all corners of the world. They also complained and blamed the President on the closure of ABS-CBN. After a series of lengthy hearings, I thought the actors and actresses of the network understood the shortcomings of the management. Anyhow, the President may have caused the closing or may not. The President is determined to stop oligarchy in the Philippines. The step to drop oligarchs in the Philippines cannot be felt now. In fact, there will be negative impact at first. Realization as to economic advantage will come later. Complained on terror bill. The very popular bill of all time. While we fear of the virus, we also fear of the terroristic attack, mostly in the outskirts of the country. We complained. Those who complained, people from NCR, most likely they have never been terrorized in their entire life. While they rally against the bill, there are already lives lost in Mindanao and some part of Visayas. The rule of law is still implemented in the Philippines. There is nothing to fear. As one senator said, why can't we not look into other problems? COVID-19 is not the only problem our country is facing. Government officials should multitask to address the problems our country is facing at the moment. To conclude, is my prayer that God will bless our President with good health, strength, and more energy so he may be able to continue the role bestowed on him. My prayer for a united Philippines with one goal and one heart to eliminate corruption and terrorism. My prayer for every Filipino to be safe wherever they may be, blessed with resilience, obedience, and respect. This is all for now. See you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed, everyone.